Now.
Hello, everybody.
To get down to that.
Hello. Okay, I got a weird background today. Just everybody calm down. Okay. Everybody calm down.
Everybody's fine.
Don't panic. Don't panic, everybody. I've not been abducted. Okay. I'm just at a hotel. Okay. Coming up on the show today, Kamala. She goes rogue. She is unscripted at a prisoner swap. It's not pretty, you guys. Not pretty at all. Meanwhile, JD Vance visits the border. And he's also been to Europe. I don't know if anybody knows that. We're all still talking about Kamala's ethnicity because America. This is what we do. And the Olympics now allows dudes to beat the crap out of women and get medals for it. All that coming up on the show today. Make sure that you are subscribed and clicked and subscribed and click some more. You guys, I'm a little hungover. I'm not going to lie. Just a little bit. You with me? I got some coffee from downstairs. My husband may walk by. I don't know what condition he's going to be in. He may or may not have clothes on. I don't know. It's going to be a show. We don't know. It's always a surprise here on the Chicks on the Right Show.
Always. Welcome. You just never know what's going to happen on the Chicks on the Right Show.
Don't know.
In fact, other things that you just could not possibly be prepared for include receiving emails from people who are high. This is my favorite thing.
Oh.
So
we got
this happened. Yes,
Oh,
this happened yesterday. But first, just let me recognize these Venmos really quickly from Courtney Eckhoff, who said, wishing the happiest 50th wedding anniversary to my wonderful parents, Ed and Diane. I know Mom will hear this later today. We both listen to you, Chicks. Love you, Mom and Dad.
Oh,
super
happy
cute
anniversary.
And Dixie Bama said, will you please say hello to my beautiful friend Allison, who is flying in from Ireland to see me today. We will be watching all next week unless the sweet meteor of death comes before she gets here. It's going to be a long show. Don't F-bomb mock. Take my money. Balls. Can't make any promises on the F-bombs, but I do think this is going to be a more normal size show.
Yeah. It's like a normal Friday show, you guys.
I mean, it might be a little longer than normal, but not as long as it's been, right? So yeah. I think we
kind of excited.
I'm a little bit excited.
I'm not, listen, I want to spend time with you guys, but I also am dying for really good breakfast downstairs. I'm not going to lie. Really excited.
Looks like the Lefflers over on Locals said, good morning from Canada to two of my favorite chicks. You guys are awesome and I never miss a show. Please help me congratulate my phenomenal wife, Irene, on 50 years of wedded bliss tomorrow, August 3rd. Maybe not all were bliss, but her having the patience and understanding to stay with me for so long has guaranteed her a spot in heaven and probable sainthood. Here's to the next 50 from your loving husband, Lowell.
Happy anniversary. That's really, really sweet.
That's the cutest thing I ever did see.
I know. What a sweet dude. Very,
I hope sweet. Something's going on Locals where I'm not able to see things separated by super stickers. So I hope I don't miss anybody, and apologies in advance if I do, but it's entirely likely that could happen. So we'll make up for it on Monday, I promise, as we always do. But as I was saying, yes, we got an email from someone who was high, and it was I just loved it. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to share this.
Okay. All right.
So it's from T Squizzle, who says, hi, ladies. I'm a little high right now, so not sure why I'm writing this. In any event, I listen to you ladies every morning for about an hour or so. And if it's fire, I listen to the rest in my office. Probably not your normal demo, as I'm a 47-year-old guy with 3 kids. You're on my morning rotation, as while I usually have already listened to the clips you play, your comments and narrative afterwards are so on point. I also appreciate how you guys aren't in lockstep with each other and have disagreements. Please don't ever lose that, as no one wants to hear co-hosts slobber over each other the entire time. I also appreciate that even though you're both Trumpers, you don't slobber, over him and can be critical of him. Thank you, because after the blasting I got yesterday,
you got a little bit of a blasting. That. Yeah.
In closing, I'm still fairly high, and listening to what I missed earlier today, I even appreciate when you make your dumb dog voices, as I do the same voice with my Parker.
Oh no, Parker! You know Parker. Hi. Hey, Parker.
That's about it. I'll write you again sometime. Keep up the good work from
T Squizzle.
Squizzle.
What up, T Squizzle? What
I
up?
love that.
Welcome. Welcome, T Squizzle.
I just cannot tell you how much I enjoyed that email. I just can't. It was just the best thing ever.
That was a really great Friday email from
Right?
High T Squizzle. He's high, you guys.
And I love that he was just like, listen, I'm high right now, so I don't really know why I'm writing, but I'm going to say some things.
We'll scrap once in a while.
And then my favorite other part is that he said in the third paragraph, I'm still high, as if he took a long break between when he first started and then when he picked back up again.
He's like, I just had a whole bag of Doritos thinking that it would wear off. It hasn't. Hasn't worn off. Still high.
Oh my God. I just love
that.
I also love, and speaking of dog voices, can we remind everybody about Ruff Greens?
Parker, have you seen the Ruff Greens, Parker? Have you?
This is what every dog needs to bring their dry, brown, disgusting kibble to life, you guys. God, would you want to eat that?
We're judging it.
I mean, give your dog a break. Give them a treat. Put a little bit of this green powder onto their kibble. Bring that stuff to life. This is from the brainchild, naturopathic Dr. Dennis Black, and it's got all the nutrients, minerals, vitamins that your dog needs to be at their highest energy, to have their best smelling breath, to have their shiniest coats. All of that stuff is what you can achieve with Ruff Greens, and you can try it for free and see if your dog likes it, which I'm sure they will. You can get your free Jumpstart trial bag at ruffchicks.com. That's RUFF chicks.com. Ruffchicks.com. You can also call them. They have a number. It's 888-90-MY-DOG. 888-90-MY-DOG.
That isn't a hole behind me, you guys. It's a television. It's a very nice backdrop I got behind me.
People think that was a hole.
You like the curtains? Yeah, it's a hole to Narnia behind me. It's a hotel, you guys. I'm in a hotel.
Oh my gosh. Dixie said, I meant no one in the audience F-bomb you. That effing pisses me off. Okay, well, thank you for that clarification.
Very protective.
Very protective. I like that. I like it a lot. All right, let's get to some things. We will start off, as we always do, with a few headline-y types of things. As probably everybody knows by now, the leader of Hamas was killed with an explosive device that was hidden and actually smuggled into the fancy hotel compound he was staying at 2 months ago, which is freaking amazing, right?
Yeah.
So the bomb had been hidden 2 months ago, and then once it was confirmed that he was in there, it was detonated from afar.
Unreal.
We don't know from where. I have some theories.
Right. I think we all have theories. Yep.
Yeah. But he and his security guard then perished in that explosion. And so the best thing, as if that wasn't already winning enough, because the world is rid of a terrorist, this is somebody. I love people on the internet because they do things like this. So somebody made a Yelp review and he said 1 star. I specifically requested a room with no bombs. WTF?
That is so great.
I mean,
that is so freaking great. Yeah.
Love people.
Look at his face. He's like, what? So mad about it. So mad. This is my mad face.
This is my favorite.
So great. This is why I love people. I mean, people can suck on the internet. I'm like, I've had enough internet today, but then I see this. I'm like, I'm back on it. Back on it.
Exactly.
On the saddle.
Exactly.
Yep.
Also, I saw this interesting tweet, and it's something that I did not pick up on when listening to Netanyahu's amazing speech in the House of Congress, a week and a half ago. I mean, if you haven't heard the whole thing, again, I highly recommend that you do go back and listen to the whole thing. It was so statesmanlike and awesome in every way.
And
but what
leadery.
Leadery is exactly right. Somebody pointed out something that I had not picked up on, and that is that one of the lines of his speech said, one more thing, when Israel acts to prevent Iran from developing nuclear weapons that could destroy Israel and threaten every American city, every city you come from, we're not only protecting ourselves, we're protecting you. He said, when
not if
they act, which I thought was super interesting.
Also very leadery.
Very, very
because
leadery.
He's decisive. You know, he doesn't F around.
Yeah. That's exactly right.
Yeah. And also his voice.
I know, right?
Have you heard it?
So much better. Meanwhile, compare and contrast, because here in our country, we had 2 illegal Jordanian migrants who tried to breach Quantico, and instead of being deported, they were allowed to post bail and walk. And I could not believe it. So they couldn't have meant anything good by trying to breach a military base.
I mean, how do you know that though, Ma?
This is freaking bananas.
Maybe they just wanted to like do a tour, you know?
Oh my God. And so they were allowed to leave federal custody as long as they promised to show up for their court date.
Oh, really? I'm so glad. Like pinky swear.
I cannot.
We have no leadership. None at all. And you know what? They're out there getting free healthcare, all sorts of free crap.
Right?
You're welcome, terrorists.
I can't. I just don't understand the world that we live in right now.
Yeah, I don't either. I don't get it either. Nobody is serious. There are no serious adults running our country.
Perfect segue, because read this out loud. This is Ted Lieu's tweet. Read it out loud.
Okay, I get it. I'm on a laptop right now, so this is really going to be fun. You guys ready? Okay, here we go. VP Harris's fundraising is bussin' for real. Are you kidding me with this?
I'm not.
She understands the assignment, and there's no, and the grammar and the punctuation. It's like, oh my God, this hurts, Mom. She'll protect fundamental freedoms and defend democracy. No cap. Donate below to maximize our joint slay. He can't be serious with this.
The amount of cringe I experienced when I saw that.
Right? He's joking with this.
No, he's not. This is for real.
What a complete douche tool.
He's trying to be relatable. It's kind of like when Kamala's like, you gonna help me in 2020 and you're gonna help me in 2024. It's the same thing.
Ted Lieu,
the same freaking thing.
I could not. No, he's got, this is like a middle-aged man that has like his baseball cap on backwards. He's like, exactly. Yo, kids, what up, yo? I can't. Stop it, Ted. Take all the seats.
He's such a ridiculous person. Just ridiculous. Also, just to give you an idea of how real estate, commercial real estate is going in New York City, it's not great. Look at this. This building in 2006 sold for $332 million. And yesterday it sold for $8.5 million at auction.
Oh my gosh.
A whole ass building.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you thank Democrats for that, right? This is what they do. They destroy cities. They destroy once beautiful, fun, awesome, magnificent cities. Mm-hmm. This is what they do. Look all over the country. They're making them into shitholes.
Oh my God. I could not believe this when I saw it.
Yeah.
And then also, do you guys remember when Elon Musk decided to do a sit-down interview with Don Lemon, and there was like this gentleman's agreement in advance of that like Don Lemon would have some sort of show on Twitter and or on X rather, and that there would be some sort of payment for that. And then Don Lemon was rumored to have asked for I don't know, a super truck and all kinds of other diva crap that he wanted. Yes, and Elon was like, no. Bye. We're not doing this.
Yeah.
And now he's suing. So,
oh my God.
Don Lemon is suing Elon Musk and X over the canceled deal. And he apparently, because as Colin Rugg points out, he doesn't know how contracts work. He failed to get his alleged agreement in writing, in which he claims he was promised $1.5 million a year to be exclusive on X. And so this is happening.
Wait, he never got it in writing? Dude. Mm-mm. And he's suing?
Yeah.
You can't do that. That's not how anything works. That's not how this works. You can't just be like, oh yeah, I mean, I had this in my head.
But he said.
Oh my.
That's his defense. But he said.
Again, we need to start doing this to people. I was told that I was going to be Princess of Wales.
Somebody said that we were Republican operatives.
I
paycheck for
The
that.
crap that I could sue for just based on my own like dreams that I have at night of what I could and should be in life.
Unburdened by what has been.
thought I was going to be a Victoria's Secret model. But I had to get it in writing? What? Oh my God.
Yeah, this is a thing.
I cannot.
So that is happening. And then also, speaking of emails, this one did not come from somebody who was high, but we did get an email from Tony Holmes, who said, Mock and Daisy, I live in Duncan, Oklahoma, and the attached article was in our local shopper, the Community News Sales Magazine or whatever. Read and enjoy. And I did, because this is what was in that paper. It says FBI to charge Trump with 4 counts associated with his alleged attempted assassination. Number 1, interfering with a sanctioned assassination attempt, leaving the scene of an assassination attempt with only minor injuries, unauthorized use of a miracle, and conspiring with God to survive.
The 4th one's my favorite. Yeah. It's so great.
I love that so much.
Mm-hmm.
This is the stuff, again, that makes me love the internet.
Yeah, exactly.
And then also, because today, I think I'm trying to predict that it's going to be a normal size show. And because of that, we are going to have a schlong. And because we're going to have a schlong, I thought this was particularly funny that I saw this come up in Twitter yesterday. And it's an old tweet from Donald Trump back in 2015, where he said, when I said that Hillary Clinton got schlonged by Obama, it meant got beaten badly. The media knows this. It's an often used word in politics.
He watches our show.
Well, this was in 2015.
Okay. I'm sorry. I didn't see the date. I'm totally blind this morning. Okay. So, well, it is an often used word in politics.
But I have never heard it mean beaten badly. I've never heard it used in that way.
Well,
and that's how he used it.
We all know what it means, really. We all know. You guys.
I just thought that was so funny.
Yeah.
Schlong. Oh my God. He totally said schlong. We're going to have our schlong today. The schlong is going to be about the boxer in the Olympics, because what is even happening? What is even happening? Oh, and then another story related to emails. And this is an email that I got personally yesterday from like Health Equity, which is our HSA provider. And I got this email saying, hey, Health Equity customer, you should know that we've had a breach. We've had a breach, and your private information is now floating all over the internet. This is the exact same kind of thing that happened with United Health Group just back in May, where the CEO had to tell everybody, lawmakers, that they had a cyber attack on their subsidiary Change Healthcare, and that compromised data from 1/3 of Americans. And the company ended up having to pay $22 million ransom to the hackers. And so now, I don't know about you guys, but I feel like I get these emails all the time.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, from various people saying, oh, sorry that we have all of your personal information and we got breached by hackers and it's now all gone and floating out there.
Right.
And I used to like panic, and then I used to like be like, oh my God, we got to lock our credit down. Oh my God, everything's on fire. But now I don't even think about it, because we have Aura. And if you don't have Aura, aura.com/chicks to be specific, then you might also freak out. And there's no reason to freak out, because with Aura, you are stopping data brokers from exposing your personal information. So you are taking control of your own digital footprint, and it's super, super easy. Aura provides things like antivirus, VPN, password managers, removal of your name and your information from people search sites, from spam sites, from spam calls. They have message protection, and then also data protection. That's the most important thing that they do. And they can tell you immediately when you go to aura.com/chicks, you can sign up for a 14-day free trial of their services, and you can see immediately how much of your information is out there and being sold. And then they go through the steps to take you out of that danger. And so now when I get the emails, I'm like, whatever, Aura's on it. I don't care. Like, they'll take care of me. You know what I mean? It's such a peace of mind.
Right.
So why not try it for free? Just try it for free. Go to aura.com/chicks, and you will get a 14-day free trial, and you can see immediately if your information is compromised. Aura.com/chicks. Thank you, Raymond Cromley, for the super sticker. And thank you, Tim Foolery, who says, T Squizzle is my new best friend. We actually might be brothers from a different mother.
I love it.
I love that too. And then also Judy Flood said, "Good morning, chicks. Love to watch you in the morning." Thank you very much for that.
Thank you.
All right. A big thing happened today, actually during our show. It was one of our own audience members who said, while we were covering other news, hey, there's a prisoner swap happening between us and Russia right now. It's kind of a big deal. So that the news broke during our show yesterday. And now we have a lot of information to share with you about that. So first, we'll start with Major Garrett, who you remember from Fox News way back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Major Garrett is on... is it CNN or MSNBC? I can never remember. It might even be one of the other big three networks. I don't even know where he is, but he has totally become a disappointment. So he decided, as he was reporting this news about the prisoner exchange, to make it about Trump and like a neener poke in the eye that Trump has been saying he would organize an exchange, and now he doesn't get to. That was Major's take.
One thing that is interesting about the Evan Gershkovich part of this, former President Trump has been saying, without any provocation, without any underlying justification that anyone can find out, oh, if I'm elected, I'll get Evan out. Well, guess what? That's now off the table. Whether that was politically relevant or not to voters in this country, we don't know. But for reasons known only to former President Trump, he was hyping this. Well, that hype factory has now been silenced.
Yeah, and to Christine's point, now Biden puts this on his legacy as he is on his way out of office.
Exactly. And we'll be hearing from him shortly.
I mean,
he lives rent free in these people's heads, doesn't he?
Oh my God.
Yeah. And listen, this is okay. That's fine. This is something that's happened. That's neat. But this is it. Like, this is something that can be in his legacy. Okay. Yay.
I mean, it's great. And I'm not trying to downplay.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
But my God.
Yeah, I don't want to downplay the significance either, but like, you've had 4 years to actually add to your legacy and you've done nothing but crap all over it. Like, you're just a sorry, pathetic old man that's been pushed out by your own party because you are so sorry and pathetic. And then on top of that, you've completely destroyed the country in the process. So, yay.
Well, Doug Burgum, who of course right now is serving as sort of a Trump surrogate, he was on a talk show and he had a whole different take about it. I don't know if he's right on this, but it's an interesting take.
On a larger scale, again, the Biden administration is clear. The reason why Russia wanted to do this deal now is that they think that President Trump's going to win and they don't want to deal with him.
So, I mean, maybe that's possible.
Possible. I hope Burgum is in his cabinet somewhere if he gets into office.
I bet he will be. I just
like him and I trust him.
Yeah, I would be very surprised if that was not a cabinet pick, for sure.
Yeah, he just seems like he wouldn't be like a backstabbing weirdo, you know?
Yeah. And Donald Trump talking out about this, saying, so when are they going to release the details of the prisoner swap with Russia? How many people do we get versus them? Are we also paying them cash? Are they giving us cash? Please withdraw that question because I'm sure the answer is no. Are we releasing murderers, killers, or thugs? Yes. The answer to that is yes. Just curious, because we never make good deals at anything, but especially hostage swaps. Our negotiators are always an embarrassment to us. I got back many hostages and gave the opposing country nothing and never any cash. To do so is bad precedent for the future. That's the way it should be, or the situation will get worse and worse. They are extorting the United States of America. They're calling the trade complex. That's so nobody can figure out how bad it actually is.
God, he's so good at this. And they always extort us. They extort us every day. Everybody extorts us. You know who gets extorted the most? The American taxpayer. And that's why I want him in office, because he understands that and he wants to stop it.
Yep.
He's the best at this. You can hate him all you want, but he was the master at that, at making the deals and making sure that people didn't rip us off.
Now, the Biden administration is trying to spin this because it did require, I think, 6 different countries participating and organizing and wheeling and dealing to make this actually happen. And so Biden is trying to spin it as, this is because I'm such a statesman and I'm so diplomatic and everybody loves me. And that's the only reason that this could have happened, is how he's spinning it. And there was a moment where, is this the moment? Hang on, let me just.
You can't read your handwriting.
I can't read my own writing.
She can't read her handwriting, you guys.
I can't read my handwriting.
Welcome to midlife, everybody. Welcome.
I know. I don't know. The next clip might be when he's asked. You know what? I'm just going to play the next clip and we'll just reflect on it
It's
afterwards.
Friday, everybody. We're all in it together.
President Trump has said repeatedly that he gotten the messages out without giving anything in exchange. What do you say to that? What do you say to President Trump?
What do you say? Put him on.
Former president.
Why didn't he do it when he was president?
Sir, what did you
Just wait.
I think that was what they call a mic drop moment at the end there. Why didn't he do it when he was president?
This made me rage so hard because when she's all gleeful about the mic drop moment, 3 out of the 4 were taken hostage under Biden.
Exactly.
And the 4th was taken in 2020 in the midst of an election and COVID. And so she's like, that was such a mic drop moment. Oh my God. That made me so mad. Oh my God.
Yeah,
I could not believe it.
We're living in idiocracy.
Right?
We're living it right now. This is a mic. Look at him drop the mic. He can't pick the mic up, lady. To drop
Doesn't even know
it.
where it is.
If he tried to pick it up, he'd shit himself, and he couldn't pick it. It's too heavy. He can't.
He also, of course, had to make the whole announcement weird because there was a family member, a child actually celebrating a birthday, who was at the announcement, one of the family members. And so he had to like do that whole line that he's always doing to kids that are young, girls specifically, saying, no serious dating until you're 30, which I just, why
It's
is
so
he?
it's so gross. And then he sniffs them, and he's like, "Don't jump."
Remember, no serious guys till you're 30.
Oh my God.
God love you.
Why?
God love ya. Come here and
So
let me
gross.
sniff you. Oh
So
my God.
gross.
Why does any parent allow their daughter to get near that freak?
I don't know. I do not know, but I would not if I had a
Nope.
daughter.
Nope.
And going back to Trump's tweet about this and just talking about how this sets a bad precedent, the way that we negotiate is terrible. That actually was echoed by this WAPO guy, this opinion writer from the WAPO on MSNBC of all places.
That countries do this not because there's some great incentive to do it, but because they can get away with it. They've seen time and again that they're able to take an American and extract something of value in return. And I don't think the response is to not do deals or not give concessions, but concurrent with trying to recover and free people who are currently being held, we have to raise the cost of doing this in the first place. At the moment, there's no cost to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Deals.
mean-
We need better deals.
He sounded exactly like Trump, basically.
Yeah.
Just not so many words.
Yep.
And then because Kamala was obviously, I don't think she was involved in this except to be like the last person in the room and, you know, making sure that Biden got put to bed safely after he made big decisions. She wants to be important right now. She needs to be important.
And they
so
they want her to be important.
want
so
her to be
they're
important.
propping her up. This is all PR right now.
Yes. And so she apparently spent like 30 minutes in her big giant SUV preparing to meet or to be confronted by reporters about this deal, about the swap, because they wanted to get Kamala's take, right? She had to have a script. So she spent 30 minutes in the car preparing to read a 2-minute address
Good Lord.
to the reporters. And then she walked off without taking any questions whatsoever. So you're going to see all 3 of those clips like sort of back to back, right? And look at the way that she hands her phone to an assistant. What a hag.
Yeah.
Sorry to keep you guys out late.
That's why they've all left.
Okay. As Vice President, it has been my honor to work alongside our President, Joe Biden, to bring home more than 70 Americans in the last 3.5 years. And we will never waver in our commitment to bring home every American who has been wrongfully detained or held hostage. That is my solemn commitment to my fellow Americans, which I will always honor. Thank you all.
Madam Vice President, will you be meeting Evan and Paul when they return?
It's like, did I do good, Obama? I read something. Look. I read it. I read a script, Obama. Did I do good, Daddy? Did I do good? Yay.
Now, granted, that wasn't the whole thing. I wasn't going to play the whole thing, but it was a 2-minute.
Yeah, but I mean, just 30 minutes of prep to go do that and then take no questions. That's what a presidency looks like, you guys. They're going to hide her just like Biden until she gets it, if she gets it. And then she's going to do that in her presidency, just like Biden did. She's never going to do off-script stuff. They're going to have her completely scripted all the time. And then when she does do off-script stuff, she's going to be a dumbass like she's done over the past 3.5 years. You guys have seen her? I mean, it's like everybody's seen her. And it wasn't until the past 2 weeks that people are like, I'm with her. She's so smart.
Right.
What?
And she did, like, because they went and met the planes that arrived bringing the hostages home. They both Biden and Kamala went to greet them. And so when she did walk up while Biden was speaking, you'll see her kind of hovering in the background over one of his shoulders. You'll see her, and then she kind of approaches slowly because she wants to be included. But then she does have an unscripted moment, and it's right back to the salad. Right back to word salad, where she talks about significance of time and like in terms of and related to and I mean, she cannot just be normal. It's not in her power. And amazingly, Biden sounds coherent here. So he was asked the question that you can't hear really, but what he was asked is, you know, what was the hardest part about getting these other countries on board? What was the biggest challenge? And here was the answer.
Toughest call on this one for other countries, because I asked them to do some things that were against their immediate self-interest, and really very difficult for them to do, particularly Germany and Slovenia. Slovenia came in at the last minute, and I tell you what, the chancellor was incredible. He was incredible.
So what's your message to other countries?
So you see her approaching.
Yeah, she's like meandering up there. Yeah.
And so in this next clip, you'll hear her say whatever it is that she is saying.
This is an extraordinary day, and I'm very thankful for our president and what he has done over his entire career, but in particular as it relates to these families and these individuals, what he has been able to do to bring the allies together on many issues, but in particular this one. This is just an extraordinary testament to the importance of having a president who understands the power of diplomacy and understands the strength that rests in understanding the significance of diplomacy and strengthening alliances. This is an incredible day. You can see it in the families, in their eyes and in their cries.
I cannot. She understands the significance of significance.
Of understanding.
Of understanding
how
it.
to understand.
Right. He understands that significance. He does.
God,
and it was way past his bedtime. It was like 11:59.
But then I think I didn't watch this entire thing go down, but I think after she got in the camera, then he was like, but wait, you guys, I'm still president.
You're stuck with me as president for a while, kid.
Kid?
No way out, okay? You got me for at least another 100 or 90 days or so.
Yeah. Corn Pop was a bad dude. Don't jump. This guy is just like, kid, dog face pony soldier.
Oh my gosh. Curio23, thank you. He says, baller move by Trump to get this administration to do his bidding. Cheryl Taylor, thank you very much. And Laura Kate Baker, thank you. She says, what about the hostages in Gaza? Well,
nobody talks about.
Yeah,
they're there. They're there. We don't talk about that. It's like Fight Club. We don't
talk about that.
Talk about that.
I was hoping we wouldn't have to have a segment about the whole thing that we talked about yesterday, which was the ethnicity of Kamala and like her Indianness and her blackness. But there's still a lot of hullabaloo that is happening around that conversation. So we're just going to share the hullabaloo. Okay. And it starts off with Trump himself, who yesterday morning tweeted this saying, thank you, Kamala, for the nice picture you sent from many years ago. Your warmth, friendship, and love of your Indian heritage are very much appreciated.
All right. Trolling Trump is also my fave. I'm not going to lie. I know you hate this, but I don't dislike it.
I don't hate it. actually.
There's like a tiny part of you that's like, yeah. I mean, this is.
I don't hate it. I just. I do understand, like Frank Luntz saying, this is a weird thing to obsess over. Her mom is Indian. Her dad is black. This is a photo of her with her maternal grandparents. There is zero upside to further publicizing this after yesterday's interview.
Okay. All right, Frank Luntz. It's like, you're going to tell other people what not to obsess over. Mr. Like, I talk about polls every day when polls don't matter. Okay. Whatever.
Oh, I know. I can't. Listen, I'm going to share all sides. You know that.
I know you do. I know. And I love you.
All the sides.
We all love you. But I love the trolling.
I didn't hate it. I didn't actually hate it.
I think that one was actually a good one.
I also loved this because Kamala's response to it was to say it was the same old show. The American people deserve better, blah. And Cat Turd was like, are you talking in your racist fake accent now or your regular voice?
It's so great.
And I just had to laugh at that.
And she is able to imitate and conjure up Obama when she does that. That's what she's doing. She's legit imitating Obama. You guys just listen to it, and that's what it is.
Yeah.
She practices, she practices in the mirror. You know she does.
And by the way, and we'll get to her laugh later because we've got some things about her laugh to share today. But have you noticed that it's gone? Like her team, whoever is rebranding her right now has clearly told her ixnay on the afterlay. Like, you've got to stop.
Yeah.
And she has. And in fact, like at one of the rallies, you could tell that she was in that mode where she had a laugh building up. Like it was in there, man. It was like on its way out. And what she did instead is she just smiled really, really big. And so I think that they've told her, when you feel that laugh coming, girl,
kill it.
Smile,
it with fire.
But kill the laughter because it sounds insane. And we have examples to play later of that.
Kill your joy. Yeah.
Right. And again, before anybody's like, you're laughing all the time, which I know is like going to be the instant attack point. I am not running for president. Okay.
Right. This is what we do. We're here to bring you the news. Of course we're going to laugh. It's hilarious.
I mean, it really kind of is. Yeah. The reason for my name today is for Harris Faulkner, who, of course, was one of the panelists or one of the interviewers, rather, at the NABJ. And so she gave, I know we played a little bit yesterday of her kind of giving the lowdown afterwards, but on her actual show, she talked about it at length. And here is a part of that. Right here.
Yeah, race is a tough issue. It doesn't matter when it comes up. And when there's emotion mixed in, it gets even tougher. So those moments were really hard to be in the room for some people. I was really glad I was there to witness it, because right from the get, it was not what it should have been. But we'll get into that in a moment. The vice president was also supposed to be there, so the Donald Trump campaign team had been told that Kamala Harris would be there. But then told the group that she had a scheduling conflict. That's what we were all told on the ground the minute we got there. Well, that apparently was lunch with the president at the White House and the press secretary, Karine Jean-Pierre. Trump's vice presidential candidate, J.D. Vance, branded Kamala Harris as a coward, posting this quote: President Trump walked right into the NABJ conference and showed he had the courage to take tough questions, while Kamala Harris continues to hide from any scrutiny or unfriendly media like the coward she is. That's a quote. Now, we do know that Kamala Harris will be speaking with NABJ. She announced that, or her team did yesterday, just ahead of Donald Trump taking the dais there. And she'll do that via satellite at this point, as far as we know, not in person.
I mean, they're absolutely right. She is a coward. She had lunch with Biden. Seriously.
And KJP. You can't do that like any other freaking day.
Right.
Come on.
She chickened out. She didn't want to do it. She didn't want to be off script.
Mm-hmm. Well, and she's now saying, even if she does it via Zoom or satellite or however she's going to do it, it will be very, very interesting if it's the same three interviewers to watch how they are with her because you know it's going to be different. And
Oh my
Harris was
God.
alluding to that. You know, she was saying, that was unacceptable the way that it went. But there are other people, Stephen A. Smith is one of them, who thinks that first journalist, the one that asked the mean,
Blue.
horrible, hostile question,
Yeah.
Rachel, whatever her name is,
Blue
he
lady.
thinks that she's the next rising star.
Thought we recognized the fact that he wasn't going to tell the truth about half the stuff coming out of his mouth, if not more. I thought that was a given. Rachel Scott is moderating it. You have any idea what an outstanding journalist she is?
Oh
She's
my
outstanding. I think she's a potential I think she's a superstar in the making. I've seen Barbara Walters. I've seen Diane Sawyer on the sports side. You understand? I've seen Pam Oliver on the sports and news side. I've seen Robin Roberts for years. I think Rachel Scott is a superstar in the making. Nancy Pelosi just snapped at her a few weeks ago for asking poignant questions. She's going to ask questions. She can't help it if the man is addicted to lying or to embellishing and pushing forth his own record and his own agenda.
What did he lie about? Where were the lies? Somebody's gonna have to tell me where the lies are. Plus, that guy.
Oh my God.
We've talked to you guys about how we had a run-in with him. Not in a run. I don't want to call it a run-in.
It wasn't a run-in. He's not nice at all.
He's not nice. It's like when you meet people in the business and you learn who they are quickly.
Yeah.
You know, we're nobodies, right? And we've met people in the business. He came to our radio station to use one of the studios, and he's not nice. He's just not a nice person.
And we invited him onto our show. Like, we extended our platform to him, and he was all like freaked out that he didn't know how to turn us down because we were like a political podcast, and he was horrified about getting in trouble with like whoever pays his check. You know what I mean?
He just wasn't nice. Like,
He was
when
awful.
When you meet people and you should be like, hey, like we're kind of all in the same business, even though I know you're like a star and we're losers, right? But I mean, like, be nice to people.
Right.
It's be a human being and be nice to everybody. I don't understand how people can't do that. And he can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
And ever since that, I've been like, you're a jerk. I'm not going to listen to you. Yeah.
He did reference a moment that I thought we would just remind everybody of, which is when, because I didn't realize that, I didn't put two and two together, that Rachel Scott is the same woman that Pelosi was so awful to. And so this is the moment that he was just referring to.
Are you concerned whether or not he can win in November?
I think he can win in November.
Do you believe he should run for re-election?
Am I speaking English to you? I'm not going to be making any statements about any of that right now in the hallway.
Have you?
So Nancy Pelosi's a racist, right?
Oh my God.
It's why. Imagine if a Republican did that, though.
I know that's the thing. It's like they give her a pass completely for treating her absolutely horribly.
Yeah.
And then she turns right back around and treats Trump like absolute garbage.
Right. Exactly.
And then everybody's mad at Trump. Like, all the lefties are mad at Trump for being rude to a black woman.
And he actually was not rude on that stage.
He wasn't
rude at all. And Nancy Pelosi is the drunk racist.
Right.
Hello.
And the racism is always a projection from the left. Mm-hmm. And if you need a reminder of that, here's a little montage.
Taken a cognitive test.
I haven't taken a test. Why the hell would I take a test? Come on, man.
Come on.
That's like saying before you got in this program, if you take a test where you're taking cocaine or not, what do you think, huh? Are you a junkie?
What do you say to President Trump?
Real leaders do not tear people down. They don't question someone's identity.
Well, I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
Oh.
Take a look at my record, man.
When I marched in the civil rights movement, I marched with tens of thousands of others.
He had not actually marched during the civil rights movement and kept telling the story anyway.
I came out of the civil rights movement. I was one of those guys that sat in and marched and all that stuff.
Now, his aides went back to say, look, he was in office marching for the idea.
That's not what the word marching means.
On Twitter. I was not out marching.
If you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black. They're going to put you all back in chains. And you ain't black. Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids.
Oh my God.
You ain't black. You ain't black. You ain't black. You ain't black.
The most racist thing a person could tell me
is that I'm supposed to choose something based on my race.
You ain't black.
It's a great ad.
It's such a great ad.
Right?
Share it far and wide.
I
God,
mean,
these
damn.
people. I mean, it's just, can you not see? They can't.
They can't.
They can't see.
They can't see.
They're like, I'm with her. I'm with him. Oh my God.
And speaking of projection, Alyssa Farrah on The View has now decided in her vast experience that Trump is suffering from cognitive decline.
Oh.
And here she is to explain.
Despicable, and if you didn't know who he was, he's saying it very loudly. I do want to give kudos to ABC's Rachel Scott, who's just amazing, and Claudia Gova did an excellent job holding his feet to the fire. And there is something about when women challenge him that he unravels. And what I was struck by wasn't just the blatant racism, the lack of understanding of what it means to be biracial. I've said this for a while. He is slowing down. He's never been a super eloquent person. He did not seem mentally sharp. He walked into
good how you said that.
He walked into a room of black journalists, and it seemed like he was kind of blurting out loud what he says privately with his advisors. Like he didn't even try to hide or mask the racism. And that to me is a sign of decline. It's a sign of, he was asked, should he take a mental acuity test? I think he should. He does not seem right. He kind of came off like your crazy great uncle that you hope doesn't show up to the family event.
Can you even?
Yeah. And is she supposedly like the one Republican on the panel? Is she supposed to be it?
Yeah.
She and like Anna Navarro, they
exactly
throw her in there every once in a while. God, these broads, man. It's crazy. She has no idea. No idea. And so she's a doctor now.
Right.
Kind of like Jill.
God, I mean, and they are very, very up in a huff, as you heard from her, about Trump's behavior at the NABJ. And so now the party line, we've heard it from KJP, we're hearing it from the idiots on The View. They're like, no one else gets to say what your ethnicity is. No one gets to say what you identify as. Nobody gets to talk about that. And so that's why this little before and after of Sunny Hostin is so delicious. And by the way, the first part of this clip that you're going to see, because this is a side-by-side, the first part is of just a few months ago when Nikki Haley was still in the primary. She's talking about Nikki, and then the last half of the clip is from yesterday.
Some of us that can be chameleons and decide not to embrace our ethnicity so that we can pass.
Sunny, I don't think that's fair.
Necessary, I think if she leaned into,
a ton of people don't go by their color.
Wait, serious. I think to question someone's racial identity, especially him, the bar has fallen so low.
Yeah.
Has it?
I mean, it's remarkable, isn't it? These people are just despicable. They really are. We've got video to show it. I mean, it's right there. You're so gross, Sunny.
God, she just really is just
all
one
of
the most vile people ever.
And there are women who watch that show and they just lick it up. So gross.
It's vile. This next clip does not have sound. I took it out, but you guys remember this? You guys remember that song that Michael Jackson did where you're like, you're
black and white.
You're white.
And they're morphing.
And they're
morphing in the video.
Yeah.
So
that's what this is, only it's got a little new twist on it.
Oh my God. I love it so much. This is fantastic. It's her running for office. Oh my God. It's fantastic.
I love the internet, you guys. I love it.
This is when the internet shines.
Right here. Right here.
God, who can do that?
I know. It's amazing.
The person who, I want to be friends with the person who does that. It's fantastic.
Thank you, Karaniva, who says the hostages, if still alive, are now slaves. Where is the left on this? They don't care. They want to free Palestine and from the river to the sea. They don't care.
And listen, going back to like identify, if I can identify as any ethnicity, can I identify as an illegal so I can start getting some free shit?
I mean, you can.
Putting it out there. I mean, I'm close enough to the border where, I mean, I'm just saying it'd be nice to get free healthcare and all sorts of free stuff. Because I mean, paying for healthcare is kind of a drag.
Yeah, it is kind
out
of a
there.
drag.
Paying for a lot of stuff is kind of a drag. They get free like plane tickets. It'd be nice to get some free stuff. I've never had free stuff in my whole adult life. I'd really like to get my hand out. I don't know about y'all.
Andrew Huff says, but Mock, your giggle is cute. Kamala's just like her fake Southern accent is just acting her puppet master, HRC. Yes. Nani's Treasure House says, love your laugh. Life's tough. You make me smile. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much for that. Now, just to cap off this whole ethnicity hullabaloo, JD Vance also being asked to explain Trump's comments, because this is what they do. They lay it all on the VP candidates. So there's 2 clips of him responding to 2 different reporters about that. I'll just let them run together.
What he said I thought was hysterical. I think he pointed out the fundamental chameleon-like nature of Kamala Harris. I mean, you guys saw it yesterday. She was in Georgia, and she put on a Southern accent for a Georgia audience. She grew up in Vancouver. What the hell is going on here? She is not who she pretends to be. She's flip-flopped on every issue. She's fake. She's phony.
You described the vice president as a chameleon, or chameleon-like. Do you question whether she's black?
Well, Henry, what I question is why she presents a different posture depending on which audience that she's in front of. She'll say one thing to one audience, she'll say another thing to another audience, she'll say something totally different to another audience.
He's right.
The former president's comments yesterday to the National Association of Black Journalists, where he said that Vice President Harris is, quote, all of a sudden black. As a father of 3 biracial children, did those comments give you pause at all?
They don't give me pause at all. Look, all he said is that Kamala Harris is a chameleon. She goes to Georgia 2 days ago. She was raised in Canada. She puts on a fake Southern accent. She is everything to everybody, and she pretends to be somebody different depending on which audience she's in front of. I think it's totally reasonable for the president to call that out, and that's all he did. I mean, look, she's running as a tough-on-crime prosecutor, even though she implemented open border policies. She's saying that she wants to support the police, yet she wanted to defund the police just 3 years ago. It's totally reasonable to call out the fact that she pretends to be somebody different depending on the audience she's talking to.
He's right. God, I
don't know why do people have a problem with him? What is it?
Because we have to, like you always say, step on our own junk.
God,
he's so well spoken. The guy his record's impeccable. He loves his wife. There's nothing to dislike about this guy.
Right. And so all they do is just say, oh, well, he's weird. No, he's not.
He's
nothing completely normal.
He's a freaking Marine. Get over it.
God.
I know, right?
That makes me crazy.
It makes me crazy too. Like he's a great running mate, and everybody needs to just sit down and shut up about it.
And he actually went someplace that Kamala hasn't bothered to go, which was the southern border.
Mm-hmm.
And so Border Patrol introduced him at this little presser that they had. And there's 2 different clips that I'll also just let run together from his remarks.
Senator Vance, thank you so much for taking the time here to come to Cochise County and address this border crisis. Thank you.
Thank you. Look, Bob, thanks so much, and thanks to all of you guys for doing what you do. It's hard to believe until you see it with your own eyes just how bad the policies of the Kamala Harris administration have been when it comes to the southern border. They started their administration. Kamala Harris came into office making promises, and she kept those promises to open the American southern border. They stopped deportations on day 1. They stopped construction of the border wall on day 1. We see the border wall sitting here, ready to be completed behind us, and that can't happen because of Kamala Harris's administration. Right. They reinstated catch and release, and they stopped remain in Mexico. So all of these asylum claimants who come to our border, they can now get released into our country because they're not forced to stay in Mexico while we adjudicate their asylum claims. And we have to remember that as terrible and idiotic as these policies were, they cause real human beings to suffer. Media lies about Kamala Harris being the border czar. Here is what you're lying about. You cannot have an effective border policy unless you have somebody who is coordinating all the different agencies of the U.S. federal government. You need the State Department involved to send people back to their home countries. You need the Department of Justice involved to prosecute these terrible drug crimes. And of course, you need DHS involved so that the Border Patrol is empowered to do their job. Kamala Harris, as border czar, was asked to coordinate all these functions of government, and she's done nothing. Every time I ask these guys, and I even asked, Brandon, Paul, let's play devil's advocate here. Tell me, has Kamala Harris done anything you've asked her to do? She is the border czar. Has your border czar done anything you've asked her to do? And the answer is no. They send letters. They make phone calls. They are begging the American president and vice president for leadership, and their own border czar ignores them. That is a scandal. That is a disgrace. And to every American watching this, it will stop, but only if you elect Donald J. Trump president in just a few months. God bless you guys. Thank you for being here.
And you as the vice president, because what I heard there was it's not just leadership, it's managerial capability. I mean, you got to put somebody in office that knows how to run a business.
Yeah.
And those two men know how to do it, because that's what we've been lacking for 40, 50 years. Let's just get real. None of these yahoos know how to do shit. They know how to be politicians, and they know how to be federal government people that come in there and they just suck off the American taxpayer. These guys know how to start and run businesses and manage them. And that's what we need. And they come in there and they know how the intricacies, the ins and outs of business, and how like all the cogs in the wheel, how everything works, and they know how to do it. And that's what we need, is two people that know how to do that and can get stuff working again and the wheels moving. And Trump did it. He just needed, obviously they wanted to destroy him. But this guy, I think he has started a business. He knows how to do it. He's smart. He's effective. He's a leader. But on top of that, he has the managerial skills to do it. We just need people like that.
I know. I mean, and it says a lot about him that he went and saw the things and talked to the people and actually did stuff that Kamala couldn't have been bothered to do for these last 3.5 years. It's just ridiculous. Stephen Miller put it very well. He says, let me frame up this election for you very simply. If Kamala wins, the 15 million illegals she has let in will be made into full voting citizens, and she'll bring in another 30 million. If Trump wins, the 15 million are going home.
Hell yeah.
0 more are going to be let in.
Yep. And I'm all for it.
I am all for that as well. I don't know who the man is that Dr. Phil is talking to in this next clip, but it's ostensibly somebody that knows the inner workings of DHS. And you've probably heard that Venezuelan gang members are here in droves. For some reason, they're primarily tending to be in the Denver, Colorado area. And now they've been given the go-ahead from their higher ups that, hey, you can shoot cops. It's fine. You should take out as many U.S. police officers as you can, which is ridiculous. But this is what is happening with these Venezuelan gangs. And DHS knows very well that this is happening. And that's what you're about to hear in this clip with Dr. Phil.
So you're telling me that DHS has acknowledged that Venezuela, for example, is emptying their prisons and their rehabilitation centers with the understanding you get out if you leave here and go to the United States?
Yes.
And DHS has, in writing, said, we know that's happening. We know they're coming here. We're processing them in and have no idea where they are.
Correct.
What the hell? What is the end game? Why do they want to do this?
I don't know.
Why do people on the left, I mean, some of them are just ignorant. They don't want to believe that this is actually happening, right? I mean, you guys have friends that are just like, oh, no, that's not happening. It is, it's happening. Okay, so now that you know that it's happening and you can just soak that in, why do you think that your side wants this to happen? Why? What's the end game for them? Why do they want to destroy America so badly? Why? Because they have to live here too.
But they're so dumb that they think, oh, well, if we can just get Democrats in power forever and ever, then we'll have utopia. We'll have the life we've always wanted of full equity. Everybody's going to have everything they ever wanted and life is going to be beautiful. Yay. They're dumb.
It'll be utopian for a very small number of people at the top.
This is what they don't understand.
And that's what that's what your liberal friends don't get. They think it's going to be utopian for them. It's not. It's going to be Shitsville for them.
All of us.
It's going to be horrible for all of us. It's socialism. Look at Venezuela. That's what it is. We're going to be hunting for our food in the zoo. And they think that can't happen here. That's what the people of Venezuela thought just a couple years ago.
Yeah.
They just think it can't happen here.
Bo Mama 8, thank you. She says the camel is just taking cues from Joe. I wonder if she drove a truck, grew up in a Jewish community, went to a Mormon church. Yeah, is she going to start playing that game where she's like, I grew up in India. I also grew up in...
I know, right?
I don't even know, it's predominantly black area. I grew up in the Jewish faith. I mean, whatever.
Biden did all that.
All
He
of
grew
it.
up in every single. Yeah, I was a poor black kid.
Right.
What?
C Noons says, I got my liberal friend Scott to watch. He's a smart man. Not sure what's keeping him from taking the red pill. Come on over to the side of common sense. Have a great weekend. Love y'all and balls.
Come on over. We've got
Come
cookies.
on over.
Come on over,
baby. We're way more fun over here and happier.
I know, right? We are happier.
And we don't have like crazy colored hair and we're just normal.
We
And
are.
Everything's normal over here.
It's true.
You made a very good point just a second ago where you were asking, like, what is the end game? Don't these people know what's coming? Do they not see that these people are coming here in droves and doing harm to our communities? This clip made me rage. What you're about to see is off of the coast of San Diego. And now the way that illegals are coming into San Diego is by jet ski. And so this is apparently happening numerous times throughout the day. And what will make you rage is not watching this illegal hop off of a jet ski and walk onto the beach. It's going to be the reaction of the Americans who are on the beach there to welcome him.
My God. Where'd he get the jet ski?
It's like it's probably a gang member. They're going back to get more.
That's a cartel person.
I didn't even mean to record that. I'm trying to record them jumping off the cliff.
Unbelievable.
Woo! Welcome to America.
Are you kidding me?
Welcome.
Take him into your home.
Right.
You made it.
Oh my God. Stealing another job. I did hear that.
Yeah.
Did you hear that? There's like one guy with reason.
Right. But I mean, the chick that was doing the recording is like, look at you go. You made it.
You should take that guy into your guest room, you stupid biatch.
Oh my God. That made me
but
so mad.
They never do. They never do.
Because everything happens to other people, right?
Oh,
Which is
right.
exactly, and it's not, attitude is not just here. It's also in Canada where they have a similar problems with their crazy leftists. This couple, for example, is like, there should just be no limit on how many people can come in.
I think saying we can't do it. It takes political will. And we've got a government that, with the conservatives that are using this as a ruse to,
oh my God,
to be anti-immigration. Build the infrastructure.
Yep, same.
Absolutely.
Yep. Just want to build more, continue. Is there a cap you would put on the amount of people who could come in per year?
No.
No cap at all?
Well, I would think let it happen naturally or let it evolve naturally.
You gotta
I've been
be
to
kidding me.
countries where people are living in absolute misery, and it's our fault. It's the Western world's fault.
Oh yeah. It's our fault. You okay. First of all, both of you need bras. Second of all, I mean, I'm just trying to be helpful. Okay. I am. I'm trying to be helpful. And second of all, it's not our fault. How dare
My God.
you?
The way of the Western world has brought more people out of poverty than any other place on earth.
Exactly. And did they take any of these migrants into their homes? No.
Maybe that should just happen naturally.
It's always somebody else's problem. That's what it is. It's those dirty people can go someplace else. It's somebody else's problem. But we should let them all in. It's just somebody else's problem.
They're the nimbiest of the NIMBY people. The nimbiest. So NIMBY.
Hashtag NIMBY. That's what it is. God, somebody please send both of those people bras. Both of them.
David Hayes, thank you very much for the super sticker. Have you noticed that there's not a lot of talk right now from the Harris campaign, from Biden's team, from all the usual suspects that our democracy is being threatened? Like that talking point has it's just sort of faded out. Have you noticed that, or is that just me?
It's definitely not as prevalent. It's not.
Yeah, it seems like they're doing the weird thing.
Yeah, the weird thing is that's taking like first chair now. On the PR scale, because they got their marching orders for that. Because these, the morons in the media, they're like, "Okay, what are we talking about this week, boss?"
Right.
And then Obama like puts out the orders, and this week it was, "He's weird." Okay, all right.
Well, and so I don't know how relevant this is anymore, except that it just really is. This is a fantastic ad that you'll see the name of who put it together at the very end, Western something or other. But they are talking about what democracy is, and this is perfection.
You're a Democrat. What does democracy really mean?
Democracy.
Democracy.
Democracy. Our democracy. Our democracy.
When you're a Democrat, democracy means conspiring in a years-long cover-up to hide the fact that your election candidate and sitting president is cognitively compromised and mentally unfit, rigging your own primary for one candidate by blocking alternatives, then disenfranchising your own voters by executing a coup to remove him once the cover-up is exposed and you're behind in the polls. When you're a Democrat, democracy means censoring the internet, attempting to destroy anyone who opposes it, and employing U.S. intelligence agencies to outsource First Amendment violations to third-party surrogates. When you're a Democrat, democracy means attempting to remove your political opponent's name from the ballot, opposing all election security measures, making it harder to prosecute voter fraud, and killing legislation that would strengthen laws against non-citizens voting in national elections. When you're a Democrat, democracy means waging an unprecedented lawfare campaign against your political opponent, trying to imprison him, jailing as many of his supporters as possible, and demonizing him with so much harmful rhetoric that it leads to an assassination attempt. When you're a Democrat, democracy really means Democrat power.
Yup.
That's right. Beautiful ad.
Isn't that great?
God, it's so powerful. The best one I've seen in in months.
Yeah, I love that one. Trump should somehow co-opt it, pay this guy, whoever Western lensman is,
Play
that guy, and pump it out everywhere.
Everywhere.
Working Stiff says the current administration is being paid to have open borders. The left thinks it won't affect them. Yeah, that's exactly right.
This is the thing. They're oblivious.
I heard and saw this video that you're about to see with just a crazy idea about Trump taking his own name off of the California ballot, which Trump has 0% chance of winning the state of California. We know this. And so this guy has an idea about how to slow down maybe the Harris campaign's momentum. Here it is.
I think Trump should pull his name off of the California ballot. Think about it. Donald Trump is not going to win California.
So don't play if you're not going to win.
Kind of. RFK is on the ballot. Now, RFK, name recognition, former Democrat, also saying some pretty smart things. Trump, RFK, and it's looking like Harris. If that's the case, no shot that the Democrat isn't going to win running away. If the Democrat wins running away, what do? They never come here. They don't spend any money here. They don't spend time here. They don't spend resources here. If Trump pulls his name off of the California ballot, that leaves the Democratic nominee and RFK. Now, are they concerned about losing it? Probably not, but they're not as sure as they once were. And so they're going to spend time, resources, and money in the state, which takes away time, resources, and money from other states, which, in my opinion, considering how unlikely it is for Trump to win California, is a good bet. If Kamala Harris spends 10 more nights here than she does in Michigan, Pennsylvania, Ohio, any of the other swing states, that's a good thing for the Republican campaign.
Yeah, it's interesting, the theory, but there are a lot of people are saying he's wrong. It's redder than you think. There's
no way Trump's winning that state, you guys. Come on.
I don't think he's going to win either, but I don't know if doing that is going to help either. You know what I mean?
Well, and it would be a little bit scary for down ballot voters, right? Or for down ballot Republicans.
Totally.
So that is the fear. But I've just never heard anybody even think out of the box that way. And so I thought we should just.
It's an interesting perspective, but I don't think.
It's not going to happen. Trump would never do it, but it is interesting, isn't it?
It is. It's very interesting.
As we all know, Sheila Jackson Lee passed away. What was it? Pancreatic cancer, or was it?
Pancreatic? I think it was pancreatic.
And her funeral was held just within the last few days. And Hillary Clinton, who most of the time I just forget is a person, and then when I hear her or see
her husband does too, because they live in separate houses.
Right?
Yeah. He's like, oh, you live here. That's right.
Well, she attended and she gave an address. And I have to believe that even though she's trying to promote Kamala, she's politicking at the funeral because, of course.
Gross.
Yeah. That it has to be a little hard for her to say that Kamala is going to be the first woman president. But that is what she says. Here is just a little bit of her address.
We could use her voice now. But come next January, when our first woman president takes the oath of office.
This is at a funeral.
Yeah. The casket is right there.
Oh my God, that's so gross. It's gross.
I'll be thinking of Sheila, wondering what up in heaven she's wearing. What magnificent long scarf she has wrapped around herself.
She's not going to be thinking about that at all.
What hairdo she has managed.
She's lying.
To achieve for this special occasion.
No.
I'll be thinking of her and
No.
Shirley Chisholm and Barbara Jordan.
Nope.
And all the generations of women who helped to make that day possible because they never stopped believing.
No, she won't be thinking about that at all. She'll be thinking of, if that happens, she'll be thinking, it should have been me. It should have been me. It should have been me. That's all she'll be thinking. And everybody knows that. You won't be thinking about anybody else. You jealous hag. Yeah.
Still lots of chitter chatter about who Kamala might pick as her VP. Rumors started going crazy about Josh Shapiro yesterday because he canceled all of his weekend events in New York. And so everyone was like, oh my God. Well, then all the other contenders also started canceling their events. Pete did. Mark Kelly did. Like all the people that are in contention started canceling their events. So I still don't know. We still don't know. Whoever your favorite is, you might be right. I have no idea.
Favorite. I don't think we should call them favorites. Just our picks, maybe. Right.
I hope it's not Josh Shapiro, only because I think he's the biggest threat. I think he would help her the most. And obviously I don't want her to win. And so I hope she picks somebody other than him.
I don't know why they would choose him, because they hate Jews.
Right.
I don't know why they do that. Yeah.
Remember like a month or two back when we were mocking the shit out of Kristi Noem for doing advertisements on her Twitter, like video ads were like for the teeth place in Texas.
Right. Yeah. And it was for a different state, which was
weird.
Texas.
Yeah. It was so weird and just not okay at all in her position. So now there's like a new semi ad, like an ad like thing that's similar, just as cringe, from Gretchen Whitmer.
Is it for casseroles? Is it for casseroles or casserole pans? Is it for like Pampered Chef?
At first I thought, why is she hawking ginger ale? But then I realized that she was making the whole idea of this is to make fun of JD Vance for saying he drinks Diet Mountain Dew. And so and they want to paint that as weird, right? But this apparently is not weird. What she's about to do in this ad, this is not weird. True Gretch is the name of her book.
She drinks Verner's.
I cannot with her. What is that? Why is that a thing? Why is that happening?
Is she actually doing an ad for Verner's?
Well, that I don't know, because it looks very ad-like, but that's apparently like the drink in Michigan. And so people associate it with Michigan. And so
Verner's is actually pretty good, but so's Mountain Dew.
Diet Mountain Dew is the bomb.
Yeah.
Any restaurant, like any fast food place that ever has it, I am overjoyed.
Yeah.
When they have it.
Has a lot of caffeine too.
So good.
So good. Yeah. So
good.
What is that? Are we doing like culture wars now between drinks? Like, is it redneck to have a Diet Mountain Dew? Is that what it is? Because listen,
it's just weird.
I will own my redneck. Yeah. I own it.
But I mean, the book, like the True Gretch.
That word.
God.
It just sounds like Gretch. It's like something you do when you're throwing up from drinking too much.
It really does.
It's like, hold my hair. I got a Gretch. That's her.
Do you guys remember from Kamala's, was it the Atlanta rally or was it like the one before that? I forget. But there was this guy that was right at the entrance, like losing his absolute mind as she made her entrance. And he was singing along with the Megan Thee Stallion lyrics, if that's an appropriate word to describe what those are.
Yeah.
He has now outed himself on TikTok. He's very, very proud of his excitement and wants to tell you all about it.
Hey, that's me. I got to see our next president, Kamala Harris, absolutely kill it in Atlanta. Let's keep Georgia blue. And remember, Donald Trump and JD Vance, they're not like us.
Yeah, that kid, when there's a draft, because she's going to lead us into World War III, I hope he's the first one to get drafted. The first one. That kid, that little beta male.
Oh my God.
Let's see how that works out for you, buddy.
Just why are they like, why are they the way they are?
Because soy, so much soy.
So much soy.
And all the estrogen in the food. It's like, that's what it is.
So we mentioned earlier Kamala's obnoxious laugh, which she has clearly been coached to stop doing. But I don't know how she can hide it. Like if somebody told me, if I were being coached, listen, if you feel like a laugh bubbling up, you're going to have to ixnay on that. There's no way. Like if I'm going to laugh, it's coming. I can't stop it.
It's true. It's not, you can't stifle her laughter. I've been in serious places with her. You can't together with her in serious situations and you can't stifle it. You can't help it. There's no stopping that laugh.
And I just feel like at some point it's going to come back when she least expects it. And so here's just an example. She was being introduced, by the way, I don't even know what this is, but she was being introduced as the first Indian American senator in the United States. And so she was super excited about it. Giddy, I would say. And this is what it looks like when she gets giddy.
So it's been a really long week. And I'm really glad to be here.
God help us. Oh, good Lord. We're so screwed.
I mean,
I think a lot of that isn't joy. It's just nervousness. It's insecurity and nervousness. You laugh because you're just full of joy. You're a golden retriever person. She laughs because she is mentally incompetent. You know what I mean?
I do take issue with the retriever part because that sounds like a lot of work. You know what I
mean? You're like, that's a working dog, and I'm out.
What's the laziest, happiest dog? Which one is that?
It would probably be like what would that be? A Newfoundland, or don't they lay around a lot? You guys like Newfoundlands, but they're way too big. You're like
they're too sleepy. Like I still want to be happy and joyful,
right?
Just not a working dog.
Yeah, we get Basset Hound. No, she's
maybe
not.
I could just be Ella because Ella does not work at anything.
That's true.
She's very happy,
and she's a Labrador. So but Labradors are also working dogs. So, anyways, she is like a golden retriever, you guys, without the working part,
right?
The retriever.
So. Interesting story that was floating around yesterday. Back when Kamala was running to be a senator, she apparently was feeling a little too big for her britches and spending campaign dollars on lots and lots of luxury. Oh. Now, she got caught doing that mid-campaign. So you're going to see, remember yesterday, Michael Malice talked about how she's a wine mom. She's got 3 different wine mom personas.
Brilliant.
You're going to see the very serious, the like serious drunk Kamala where she's trying to excuse bad behavior. That's the one that you're going to see in this. Here is the report and her reaction within it.
Last year, Harris was the target of reports by the National Journal and Orange County Register, which documented what they called her lavish spending from her campaign fund accounts on luxurious hotels, luxury car services, and first-class airfare. The Hill, an online government news site, quoted former aides as saying she treats the campaign fund like a personal checking account to fund a life of luxury. Should it raise questions in the public mind about, if you're a senator, how you would look at money spending, which is always an issue in Washington?
There were issues that we needed to address early in my campaign around correcting course, which we did, and I'm very proud of the work we did in that regard.
So this was your campaign manager, I believe, who was replaced, right?
There was a lot of restructuring that we did, and it needed to be done.
Okay.
Yeah.
So problem solves?
I believe so, yes.
It's somebody else's fault.
She tears through staff.
Oh my God.
Like Taylor Swift tears through boyfriends. You know what I mean? She just can't keep them, you guys.
Well, look at, I mean, the way that she handed off her phone earlier, we played that clip of her on the tarmac and she just like threw it at somebody, didn't even make eye contact with that person.
She's a diva.
Oh
She's
my
just
God.
awful to people.
The worst.
And they don't like working with her.
It's why she's lost 92% of her staffers.
Yeah,
They hate her.
The turnover is just outrageous with her.
Mm-hmm. Another clip that was floating around was this one. This is from December of 2017, and Kamala is very, very upset because there's talk about DACA children not getting to see their families at Christmas time or something. She's very upset about illegals, essentially. Okay, so that's the context. Just know that this is early December 2017.
When we all sing happy tunes and sing Merry Christmas and wish each other Merry Christmas, these children are not going to have a Merry Christmas. How dare we speak Merry Christmas? How dare we?
This was 2 weeks later.
How dare you?
No joke. This was literally the same month.
Complete psycho this woman is.
I know.
And her beta male right next to her. I don't even want to call him a male. Her beta, whatever that is.
Oh my God. I just love that.
How dare you? Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Isn't that the greatest?
Yeah.
And then before we get to schlong, we do need to play. Did you ever see that documentary about that weird cult leader called like Wild Country or West Country or something like that? With the guy, he was like an Indian guy with a long beard. They called him like Bagram something. You guys know what I'm talking about? Has anybody else seen that? Do you know? Okay.
Yeah.
So I saw this clip of him yesterday, and it just relates to going back to the beginning of this montage about democracy. He wants to tell you guys what democracy is. You'll have to be patient with him. It takes him a hot minute. It takes him a beat to get his words out.
She really wants that to happen, you guys.
But when he gets it out, the very end, there's such a good payoff, you guys.
It basically means
he's high.
Government by the people, of the people, for the people. But the people are retarded.
I can't.
And we're probably the only people that thought that was funny.
I died when I saw it. I was like, "There's no way I'm not sharing that. There is no way."
And then, of course, that guy on Joe Rogan said that Kamala was that yesterday. We got so much crap for that on Instagram. I can't believe you ladies are laughing at that.
Are you serious?
And I said, you probably need to read our book. We have a whole chapter on that and a whole chapter on people like you. Read it. And then when you're done reading it, come back here and then also find another place to clutch your pearls. Because it's not here. You don't get to clutch your pearls here about that.
Oh my gosh. I cannot believe that people are reacting that way. Twitter is so much better. Like, because everybody, that word and the F word, like the gay related F word,
right?
Those things fly over.
Instagram is full of the wine moms. And I have to deal with them, Mom. Which is not smart. Because then I'm just like, and then if I have a drink, when I have a drink once a year with my husband on a 1 day vacation, and I'm sitting in bed going, "Oh no, you didn't, biatch," and it's just not. It's
oh my god,
not a good thing, you guys. Hey, just as a side note, I'm going to put this out to the universe. I think we need to, and somebody's going to take this idea. Maybe I shouldn't put it out to the universe, but if somebody knows of a flip-flop company, we need to do a line of flip-flops and call the flip-flop the Kamala.
Ooh.
Yeah, we should.
The Kamalops.
The Kamalops. Yeah, we need to start. Yeah, we need to do that. I'm putting it out to the universe. If anybody could help us with that. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, I like that. David Hayes, thank you. Joseph Groshek says, okay, crazy thought. So living in the Midwest, just seeing how much the East and West Coast think we're useless, let's stop farming for them and see how long they last. That would be amazing. That would be a great start to the divorce, right?
I'd really want that to happen.
Mm-hmm.
I also am putting that out to the universe. Yeah.
Cashing Cadre says, we call her Stretchin' Gretchen Whitmer here in Michigan. I love it.
I feel sorry for you guys.
Oh my God. Curio23 says her laughter sounds like a bad diesel engine brake. I hope that meant Kamala and not me.
Yeah, Kamala.
Barb Huns, thank you very much for that. And she says, my daughter is being induced at 37 weeks with my second grandchild this morning. Please pray for safe delivery and healthy baby.
Congratulations.
How exciting. Oh my gosh. Okay, so now it's time for schlong, which we actually have time to do today because our show isn't like 7 hours long.
Look at that.
So today we're going to talk about what happened with the Olympics and the boxing match yesterday. And if you missed out what happened, we'll show you a couple headlines that described it. So there was a female boxer in blue, I think from Italy, right? She was from Italy. That's right. And she was forced to fight with the person in red who has a dude. XY chromosomes.
It's a dude.
It's a dude who may or may not have lady parts because they are one of the tiny percentage of people who has, they call it DSD now, which is like a disorder of your sexual, like dysfunction of sexual something or other.
It's a dude.
It's basically like a, what do they used to have a
hermaphrodite?
Word for that. Yes, they used to have that word, and now that has changed. So what people were doing wrong early on when this story broke is that they were saying, oh, she's trans, but that's not the case. It's not a trans person. It's just an actual dude living life as a woman boxer. And I believe that he is from Algeria. So what happened in the fight is that like this guy took just a couple punches at the Italian woman, and her nose was bleeding, and she just bowed out. She was like, I'm not doing this. This is not okay. And she stopped it early. She surrendered essentially. So she was forced, her name is Angela Carini. She was forced to compete in a boxing match against Ayman Khalif and quit 46 seconds in. Khalif had failed gender eligibility tests at the 2023 World Championships, but the Olympics have a very different test for that, right? Like they have a very different like level that you have to meet in order to participate. And they are doubling down and continuing to let Khalif fight other women. So it's not over. Like this is just happening now. It's freaking bonkers.
Feminists are silent.
I mean, how?
Feminists are absolutely silent on this. Can you believe this?
I know. And people were pointing out that Kamala and Josh Shapiro, all for it.
This is what they want. This is liberalism, you guys. This is progressivism. It's men beating the shit out of women.
Yeah.
This is what it is. That picture of that woman kneeling and saying, I can't do this. That should be that should be what this Olympics is known for. That should be what progressivism is known for. That should be what liberalism is known for. That should be what Democrats are known for. Attach that to all of those things as much as you can, as much as humanly as possible. Show it to your daughters, show it to your granddaughters, and say, that's what the Democrat Party is. That's what they stand for. They believe in having men beat the shit out of women, and they're okay with that. You okay with that?
An Olympic sanctioned event.
Yeah. That's what they're okay with.
You know, the people that were like, okay, but like Eric Erickson was like, Ayman is not trans. Khalif has female reproductive organs, but has XY chromosomes. It's a genetic anomaly. Khalif should not be competing in female boxing given the testosterone advantage, but it's not supplemental testosterone. It's natural. And I totally get it. And listen, I have all the empathy in the world for Ayman's plight. Like that sucks. But the last thing that I would do in that position is want to go beat up women, knowing that I have that advantage.
Yeah.
Like that's freaking crazy to me.
And you never see the opposite. You never see women going into male sports and doing this crap. You never see it. It's always the men who can't hack it in their sports going into women's sports and beating the crap out of women, as evidenced by Riley Gaines and what happened with swimming and what's happening in running. You know, what's happening in long distance running and like in sprinting, what's happening in cycling, we're seeing
all
it
over the place.
It's all over, you guys. It's happening everywhere. And you're not seeing it in the opposite. You're seeing it with men coming into women's sports. We have got to save women's sports. Conservatives have to do it because liberals aren't doing it. Liberals don't care about women. They don't. They don't care about women. They say they do and they don't. All they care about is killing babies. That is that's the only platform they have in feminism now. We're the feminists now. We are the feminists. Conservative women are. And so we've got to help these girls because this is outrageous. Because the feminists, where's Camille Paglia on this?
Where is she just in general?
I
Like,
know.
where is she as a whole?
Right.
Like, I've not seen or heard from her in just ages.
Where are the old feminists? That's what I'm talking about. Like, she's an old feminist, right? Who used to actually stand for women.
I think she would be absolutely 100% against this.
Well, where the hell is she? That's the thing, is like these old feminists who used to actually stand up for women and girls aren't doing it. And they're silent. And in their silence, they're complacent. They're allowing this to happen. And it's a bunch of crap. It sickens me. So attach this to every progressive that you know. Women that are like, oh my God, I stand with her. Well, then you stand with what you stand with is men beating the crap out of women. That's what you stand with. If you vote for this crap, you're voting for this.
And Trump immediately tweeted out after this, he was like, I will stop men from being in women's sports. Period.
Hallelujah.
He obviously has the right stance on this. And listen, you can still be empathetic to the plight of these people, this tiny percentage of people that are like intersex or whatever. Eva Kurilova said, I can't imagine how strange it must be to grow up thinking that you're a girl, only to find out later that you're actually male. But that doesn't mean you get to punch women in the head. Like, how is this hard? You can have empathy, but also understand how freaking crazy this is.
Right. I cannot believe we're at this place. I can't believe we're even having this conversation. This shouldn't even be a conversation.
Yeah.
I can't believe that I have to worry about my daughter getting scholarships taken away from her by dudes. It's bullshit. And we shouldn't even be having this conversation right now.
And if you want to see the video, just a quick video of this guy, here is who is trying to pass as a woman in boxing. I mean, this is clearly somebody with a masculine advantage.
كان صعيبة بزاف خصوصا انك تسكن في قرية فلاحية وقرية نائية وبعيد.
I mean,
cheater. They're cheaters.
He kind of looks like if our digital guy Spencer was trans. You know what I mean? If Spencer decided to become a woman, he would end up kind of looking like that.
Yeah, a little bit. He's going to be
Hi,
so mad.
Spencer.
He's going to be so mad you said that. Hey, Spencer. Oh my God, totally. You're still better looking, Spencer.
Way better looking. Oh
yes, totally. Yeah.
Logan Paul came out against this too, saying this is the purest form of evil unfolding right before your eyes. A man was allowed to beat up a woman on a global stage, crushing her life's dream while she was fighting for her deceased father.
100%.
Good on him.
He is 150% correct. This is disgusting that we're letting this happen. And again, it's all them. It's all them. And if you buy into this garbage, think of the other crap that you're buying into. Think of the other lies that you've been told. Think of the other ideology that your brain has just allowed to seep in. It's like they have sold you a bill of goods. If you think that this is okay, what else do you think is okay based on their ideology? You have bought into a whole line of thinking that is just a crock of crap. You may want to reevaluate your whole life. If you think that this is okay, they have, oh my God, they've warped you.
Sarai King, thank you. Sarai says, look up the receipt for $13,000 in food stamp balance from an illegal alien. I think I did see that floating around. So thank you for sending that. Lastly, this is like related, but tangentially, there's a funny TikToker who put out a video about gender dysphoria that I thought this is a nice way to cap off this schlong conversation. Here she is.
All right, so I see here you have diagnosed yourself with gender dysphoria. That one's pretty deadly. I'm afraid there's only one cure. You need to make a mockery of women. I'm gonna write you a prescription, okay? You're gonna need giant fake tits, shoes and clothes from sex shops, more makeup than a Cleveland hooker, and a Reddit account for whining about about J.K. Rowling, okay? This is serious. All right, let's see. You're gonna need a choker to hide your madam's apple, some anime porn accessories, and this fucking IKEA shark for some reason. We're not sure exactly how the science works yet, but we do know that mocking women's bodies is the one and only way to keep you from killing yourself now that your egg is cracked.
Right.
No, you can absolutely keep your dick. Sorry, girl dick. Just make sure to show it to all the little girls in the locker rooms, and your prognosis is looking pretty good.
Yeah, it's about right.
It's about right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, now it is time for your double Ds, and I am pleased to report that I have made up from yesterday. I don't know what happened yesterday. I don't know.
And everybody's like, this is so lame. This is like, we've been waiting a whole day for this. It's so lame. But I just liked it yesterday. So
it's really great.
This is it.
Hey. I just want to take another look at you.
That's right. That's it. That was it, you guys.
That was it. It was great.
He just wanted to take another look at her. That was it.
All right. It's amazing because I predicted that our show would be an hour 40 today, and I think I'm going to be almost exactly right. We are going to have some My Pillow talks coming up because we're not going to leave you hanging. We're going to take this weekend out really, really well. We're going to start the weekend off right with the most precious German Shepherd and a giggling toddler. This is a boy and his dog, and this is the greatest thing ever. German Shepherds. This reminds me so much of Tasha, because we had a gentle German Shepherd who would just never hurt anybody anywhere, even though she looked scary. She was exactly like
They're
this.
usually like this. What a sweetheart.
I'm just gonna nibble on you. I'm gonna
They're
nibble.
So sweet.
Oh my gosh.
So sweet. They know. That laugh. Dogs and babies.
Oh, can't get enough.
Just the best.
Precious.
What is this? What is happening?
This little girl has a big yawn to get out, but she gets stuck. You guys, she gets stuck.
Oh no. Oh my God, what was happening?
I don't know, but she got stuck.
What was going on? Oh,
and then this, oh my God. I feel terrible for laughing, you guys, and you might feel terrible for laughing too, but it's okay. Just know that everything is okay. But as the caption tells you, this person who was recording thought that she was making a very wholesome video for her friends, and it just didn't turn out exactly as wholesome as she thought.
Come on. Let's go. What you doing? What you doing, little mama? What you doing? Is the world just a lot for you?
So cute.
Is the world just a lot for you?
Oh, all right, he's okay, everybody. He's okay. Everything's okay.
Oh my fucking God.
I mean, he has 8 lives left. He's fine. Okay, 8 more to go. Let's go. It's okay.
Oh my God.
It's fine.
Okay, and then not to make everybody cry and get all like, oh
God.
But of course I like doing that to you.
Here we go.
So I discovered this guy on Instagram yesterday, and I'm a complete follower now. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Javino, maybe? Javino.
Javino and McLean. Okay.
McLean. He has opened a gym completely exclusively for people with dementia and with disabilities.
Oh my God, I love
And
him.
he serves as the personal trainer for all of these people, and it is going to break your heart wide open, you guys. It is so sweet.
Me and you go on, keep walking. Walk. Don't that boy. Walk forward. One more. Right,
Oh my God.
I'm gonna let go. You're 3, 2, 1.
I cannot. I can't.
Go on, go on, son. There we go. Come on now. Beautiful. You're like a leopard. Go on, son. Come on, mouse. Come on, mouse.
Oh my God, I'm gonna cry. Look at his face.
Come on. Stop laughing and pulling. Keep coming. Keep coming.
This guy. Oh my God, this guy.
Can you even?
I love him. Oh my God, that guy is otherworldly.
I know. I love him so much.
Yeah, Janice, you're right. That is Jesus right there. That's awesome. I love
Anyway,
that.
those are your talks for
I know,
today.
right? Why do you got to do that? Why do you
I
got to
know,
do
I'm
it
sorry.
at the end? Why do you got to?
Because I saw it and I was like, you guys have to see this. You
So
have
good.
to.
So good.
Ooh,
guys.
Catherine Lazzaretti says she might have a flip-flop person for us.
I saw that. I
gosh.
That would be great. I think that we're onto something, you know? I think we're onto something.
There's not going to be any flaps, you guys.
I'm sorry, there's no flaps today because we don't have any dogs, which is kind of nice. My husband and I had just like one day without slobber on our clothes. It's been kind of nice. I haven't had to change my shirt like 14 times.
We were commenting just yesterday because Ella dog, she's too old to get up on the bed now, and so our bed is like fur free, and it's so weird.
It's kind of it's a little weird.
But it's a little nice. She's right next to our bed, but like not in the bed anymore.
I'll tell you what, you guys, I will, for insiders and locals, I'll put where I'm at before I leave because I usually don't share where I'm at because, you know, people want to kill me. So,
right.
So I'll put that out before we leave. It's a beautiful place and I'll do that. And then, you know, I'll share a little, like some pictures of, cause it's a beautiful day here too. So we're local.
Yeah.
We're not too far, but some of you guys will probably recognize it. And
I was right. 140 on the freaking
look at
nose.
You go. We're bringing
Look
it in.
at that.
Look at you go. She was right. You guys have a magnificent weekend and we will talk to you on Monday. Bye everybody.